Hello, welcome back to another slightly depressing and awkward cooking video where I show you what I'm cooking for dinner tonight. My son's already laughing at me in the background. We've got a couple of outtakes of me just trying to speak and doing a horrible job at it. Anyway, tonight's menu is Cheddar Bay chicken pot pie, which I might state kind of seems almost, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't seem to really paint an accurate portrait of what I'm cooking, considering when I hear the word pie, I figure we're using a pie crust, but we're not. No, we're instead using biscuit mix, which, how we're assembling this basically feels more like a cobbler, but chicken cobbler doesn't really sound that appealing. So, chicken pot pie. Anyway, what are you going to need for this meal? So, a box of Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuit mix, and we're going to end up just making this according to the package directions. We're going to need shredded chicken. I already have my chicken shredded, seasoned, cooked, all of that. No, I did not include the cooking part in the video for the chicken. Why? Because you can cook your chicken however you want. I don't care. You can put it in a pan, cook it on the stovetop, roast it in the oven. Fantastic. If you're really feeling lazy, go to the store and get a rotisserie chicken and shred that up. What did I do? Well, this is 3 boneless, skinless chicken breasts that I threw in my crock pot with a little bit of chicken broth, and I used garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, poultry seasoning, and some paprika. Put it in my crock pot for about 4 hours this morning, and voila, chicken. There's probably roughly about 3 cups of shredded chicken in there. I didn't measure it, I don't know, but it's shredded chicken, okay? So, for the other ingredients that we're gonna need today, you're gonna need a block of shredded cheese. Now, can you use the bag stuff? Absolutely, go for it. I particularly don't like using the bagged shredded cheese because I feel like it doesn't melt quite as well as if I just shred it myself. So, 1 block, 8-ounce block of shredded cheese. Half of this is going to be going into our biscuit mix. I have a medium onion diced up. I have, move that out the way, 1 can of chicken broth. I have 1/4 cup of flour, because we're going to be making, I guess, a roux. 1 cup of heavy cream. You can use half and half. Whatever. Do you, boo. And then I'm going to need about 4 tablespoons of butter. So, that's what we're going with. We're going to start off. I'm going to bring my camera over to my stovetop. What was that? I don't know. I don't care. And we'll kind of get the pan going so you can see how I'm making my roux. Please keep in mind, I'm not a chef. This is just how I do it. Cook it however you want. I don't care. Okay, over at my stove. Now, I forgot to mention a couple of other ingredients because, you know, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. You're gonna need a bag of frozen veggies. This is just a bag of mixed vegetables from the store. And you're also gonna need seasonings because you gotta season your food, folks. If you're not sneezing, you ain't seasoning. You gotta season it. So in this bowl, I have a mixture of seasonings. Salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, Old Bay seasoning, paprika, and I need some celery seed. Okay, I'm using celery seed because I don't have any celery to put in with my onions for flavor-wise, so celery seed it is. So I added some celery seed to my bowl of seasonings. So I think I told you everything. Onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, Old Bay, paprika, celery seed. That sounds about right. I don't know. I have the memory of a flea. It doesn't work very well, okay? Don't blame me. I'm a middle-aged woman. I'm trying to figure this out as I go. Okay. My skillet is currently getting hot. I have it on about medium heat right now because I'm not trying to like scald and burn everything I put in here. So I'm going to start off with my 4 tablespoons of butter. Yes, I washed my hands, so please don't come at me. I did wash my hands, I promise. That might be a little too high. Let me turn that down. Shoot. See, gotta be careful about that. It's on medium. All right, I'm gonna turn my fan on. Sorry if it's loud, I apologize. It is what it is, you're just gonna have to get over it. It's in there. Let that melt down. Actually, I could probably just go ahead and throw my onions in there. I don't care. Is that the right way to do it? Probably not. Do I care? No. Just throw that in the sink. All right. So I'm basically gonna cook until, the hell is up with that onion? I'm gonna cook until my onions are pretty much translucent. Jesus. I can talk, I promise I can. Doesn't seem that way. Hence the awkward part of this video. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get these nice and translucent. So I'll be back when that's done. Okay, these are for the most part translucent or tender, whatever. I tried one a second ago. It works. It's fine. I don't care. Now we're going to put in our 1/4 cup of flour. Kind of, sort of, if it'll work. Come on. Get in there. I probably don't even need this much. And we're going to just kind of mix it all in there. Oh, my oven is preheated right now. I had it preheated, started to preheat before I started cooking. It's at 425. Sorry if I keep cutting in and out of the video. Regrettably, the way my cabinets are and the way everything is, you know, it's, you'll either see me or the food. So I figured you'd want to see the food more than you want to see me. So you get like half my face. I don't think anyone's complaining about that. Anyway, all right, so I'm just gonna kind of, hot. Love my cast iron skillets, but they do get hot, so be careful if you're using them. Okay, I'm gonna start slowly pouring in my chicken broth. Just kind of whisking it around. Steam. Probably isn't a good idea to have my face directly over the food, but I'm trying to be in the camera. Oh, foggy glasses. Yay! Alright. Keep pouring this in. I don't know that I'll use the whole can. More than likely I will, because there's a lot of flour in here. And anytime I make this, I usually always end up with way more filling than I actually need. But that's okay. Save it for something else. I don't know. Alright, just keep stirring. Just keep stirring. My goal is to put all of this in one, keep all of this in one dish and just be able to throw my cast iron skillet in the oven. That's my ultimate goal here. That's what I'm hoping is going to happen. We'll see how full this gets. I'm almost wondering if I should have used my 15-inch instead of my 12-inch, but we're just going to go with it. Hope for the best. Worst case, I just have to move it to like a casserole dish. No biggie. No biggie at all. Alright. Now I'm going to go ahead and put in my seasonings. And just for reference, when I did this, I put in probably about a tablespoon of everything, of all my tablespoon, not a tablespoon. Don't do that. A teaspoon of all of my seasonings that I mentioned earlier. That's usually a good place to start, so that's kind of what I went with. I wanted a good flavor, so about a teaspoon of each one. If you feel like you need to add more of something, do it. Do you, boo? It's your kitchen. Cook it how you want. I don't have a say-so there. I only have a say-so here. But I am going to try it. Good stuff. Alright, now we're going to start adding in slowly our heavy cream. Not too fast, not too fast. I turn the heat down to low just so, because I don't need it to keep, it's already thickened up, so I don't need it to go crazy over here. But I do want it to be, I don't want it to like start scalding it either. Okay. It's very hard to try to cook and make a video at the same time. I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm doing, at the same time telling you what I'm doing. That's very difficult. Alright, now I am going to add some cheddar cheese to this. Now, out of that 8-ounce block of cheddar cheese that I shredded, like I said, half of that was going into the Cheddar Bay biscuit mix. But I want a little extra cheddar here in this, in my filling. Do recipes for chicken pot pie normally call for this? No. But Takes a lot to maintain my thick figure. Cheese is the way we do it. Oh, unsolicited health advice there. Don't listen to me. You will gain 20 pounds because I like comfort food. It's just who I am. I can't help it. Okay, and as you noticed, I slowly added that cheese in just to let it get good and melted before I added more. So just small handfuls at a time, just to let it get good and melted, okay? All right, filling's looking pretty good here. All right, mixed veggies. We're gonna open these up. Throw some in. When they're frozen, they will, by the time I get finished cooking this in the oven and everything else, they'll fall out. There, that looks good. Still gotta put chicken in here. I don't think this pan is gonna hold all that. So, we're probably gonna have to move this over to a casserole dish because I don't think this pan is gonna hold everything like I thought it would. Should have used the bigger pan, but that's okay. This is what happens in a real kitchen. Things don't always go according to plan. Okay, we're back over here on my countertop. I did have to move this into a casserole dish. The skillet just wasn't gonna cut it. But next time I make this, I know to use my 15-inch skillet. I also went ahead and made my biscuit mix, which is in this bowl here. Just follow the package instructions. The only thing I did different, the package calls for 3/4 a cup of water. I switched it out and put buttermilk because I gotta be bougie like that. I don't know. Whatever. And all I'm doing now is just mix. I did go ahead and mix my chicken in here. I did not use all of my chicken, so I did have way more chicken than what was needed, but that's okay because my older son will use that to make his chicken burritos for lunch and during the days because that's what he does. So it will not go unused. Once you've got it, you know, nice and evened out in your baking dish. All right. Then we're going to add scoops of this on top. Somehow, another, I don't know. A spoon here to do this. I guess a dollop at a time. I think we're pretty good here. So yeah, I've got it pretty much spread out all over the pan here. Kinda. Come on, get off there. There. All right, now we've got our biscuit dough all over the top here. We're gonna put it in our 425-degree oven. And now the box mix says to cook your biscuits for about 14 to 16 minutes. I'm probably gonna go about 20 minutes. I'm gonna check it after 16 just because it is cooking in a liquid. It may take it a little bit longer. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop it in there. When it's done, I'll come back on camera and show you what it looks like because we're also gonna put a butter garlic sauce on the top of it that came included with the biscuit mix. And then I can kind of let you know exactly how long I cooked it for. All right, we're back. It did take me 20 minutes to cook this in the oven at 425. I think I mentioned that already. More redundant information that you don't need me to repeat. But here it is. Get it up close a little bit there. It smells fantastic. In this bowl, I've got 4 tablespoons of butter and the packet of seasoning mix that was included with the Cheddar Bay biscuit mix. We're just gonna put this on top. So I've got this little silicone spatula basting tool here. I'm just going to, well, you see what I'm doing. Shoot, my brain not functioning today, clearly. All right, there you have it. Cheddar Bay chicken pot pie. So I'm going to cut into this, serve it to my kids. I'm sure they'll eat it. It smells fantastic. So give it a try or don't, up to you. Either way, I hope you enjoy.